is Nightline. Tonight, Slender Man shakeup.
Came upon a 12-year-old female. She appears to be stabbed.
She appears to be what?
Stabbed.
Stabbed?
Correct.
New bombshell allegations may jeopardize the ringleader's freedom in the crime that shocked the nation.
How in the heck can these two innocent-looking 12-year-old girls commit such a heinous act?
On the verge of being released from a psychiatric facility.
This was and is a case about mental health.
After serving nearly 11 years for attacking and nearly killing their best friend.
Stab, 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 stab.
Could Morgan Geyser still walk free? Plus, countdown to Oscar. Less than 48 hours away from Hollywood's biggest night.
This is the most unpredictable race I've ever covered.
The race is considered anyone's call. Performances defying gravity, like Cynthia Erivo and Demi Moore, just winning her first Golden Globe after decades in the business.
I couldn't be acknowledged, and I bought in, and I believed that.
Up against Hollywood newcomers.
I mean, I've always daydreamed about something like this.
The history that could be made this year.
You would be the youngest EGOT.
Yes.
If this were to happen. What would that mean to you?
Oh, it's never too late.
Like Elton John's nominated song, It's Never Too Late, to guess who'll take home the Oscar. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, bombshell allegations at an unexpected hearing called today in the Slender Man case that once captivated the nation. The slumber party with three 12-year-old friends turning into a brutal stabbing, the victim barely surviving the attack. The ringleader due to be released from their psychiatric facility, but the new development now casting doubt on Morgan Geyser's chance at freedom.
Came upon a 12-year-old female. She appears to be stabbed.
She appears to be what?
Stabbed.
Stabbed?
Correct.
A 12-year-old girl crawling out of the woods, fighting for her life, stabbed 19 times. Her two friends admitting to the shocking crime they say was all to appease a fictional online character, Slender Man.
We had to prove ourselves worthy to Slender.
Now, nearly 11 years later, the ringleader, Morgan Geyser, on the verge of being set free from a mental facility. Until a last-minute hearing today came with shocking new allegations jeopardizing their impending release. A new petition from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services accusing Morgan, now 22, of having an inappropriate relationship with a man outside of the facility.
He's sexually aroused by her criminal action, allowing him to visit her, writing him letters, indicating her intent to be sexually intimate with him, sending him artwork of a very violent nature.
Prosecutors also saying Morgan was drawn to a violent book while in the facility.
The reading material that she's so focused on has themes of sexual sadism and murder and the sale of human organs on the black market.
As you might imagine, there's no internet access, so she reads a lot. These are books that are being read inside the facility. There is no suggestion here that she secretly smuggled in some contraband.
Morgan's attorney pushing back on the allegations.
Winnebago has known every name of every person who's ever come in to visit her. There's no surreptitious secret meetings that have taken place.
The saga of the Slender Man stabbings all started 11 years ago in the town of Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Waukesha, Wisconsin is a suburb of Milwaukee. It was known for being a pretty safe environment.
Morgan Geyser, Anissa Weier, and Peyton Leitner finding friendship in elementary and middle school. My colleague, 2020 co-anchor David Muir, has been covering this story from the start and spoke exclusively to Peyton in 2019.
Go back to 12-year-old Peyton. How would you describe her?
Hopeful, positive, an animal lover. I saw the good in people.
Morgan and Anissa bonded as fellow outcasts.
Looking back, Anissa was never really invited to a lot of birthday parties or anything. I don't think she really made friends that easy.
Morgan did endure a lot of bullying, especially in the 6th grade by the other students.
Their interests were similar with regards to what they liked to read. They were into horror stories, the supernatural.
The trio celebrating Morgan's 12th birthday in May of 2014 with roller skating and a slumber party. Unbeknownst to Peyton, a sinister plot was afoot.
I wanted to give her at least one more morning.
The next morning, then, they wake up, they have breakfast, they play games, they then go to the park.
We're going to do it today at the park. That's what Morgan said.
At the park, Morgan and Anissa suggesting a game of hide and seek, luring their friend Peyton, who they also called Bella, into the woods nearby.
Anissa told me to lie on the ground and cover myself in sticks and leaves and stuff, but it was really just a trick.
So I started walking away, and then when I was 5 feet away, I said now. I'm a go ballistic, go crazy. Make sure she's down.
What did you do next?
I already told you.
What was that?
Stab, 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 stab.
Peyton bleeding out on the ground. Her friends fleeing.
I kind of just laid there for a minute.
You walked out of the woods?
I got up, grabbed a couple trees for support, I think, and then just walked until I hit a patch of grass where I could lay down.
A local cyclist found her and called 911. Peyton's survival, a testament to her fighting spirit. 5 hours later, police found Morgan and Anissa and took them into custody.
It was weird. I felt no remorse. I thought I would.
In hours-long interrogations, Morgan and Anissa's chilling motives revealed.
What were you trying to do with her when you stabbed her?
Kill her. I might as well just say it. We were trying to kill her.
The horror, they say, in honor of someone else, a character they called Slender Man.
Who's Slender Man?
He's this tall, faceless man who preys on children. At his own will, he can exploit these tendrils from his back and strangle his victims. For the creepypasta, when he said he targets children most.
That scary story first appearing in online forums and message boards in 2009.
Slender Man was originally created as sort of fan fiction and an extension of the campfire horror story.
The perpetrators claiming that Slender Man would hurt them or their families if they didn't do what he asked.
I was really scared, knowing that Slender could easily kill my whole family in 3 seconds.
Morgan Geyser and Anissa Weier ultimately charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Nearly 3 years after the attack, Anissa pleading guilty to a lesser charge of attempted second-degree intentional homicide.
That means you participated in the offense.
I understand.
But for sentencing, a jury deciding she was not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect, committing the then 15-year-old to a state mental institution for up to 25 years, rather than send her to prison.
With that, I will order that she be committed to the Department of Health Services.
Among Anissa's diagnoses, a shared psychotic disorder.
3 different doctors or experts all agreed that as rare as it is, she happened to meet another 12-year-old who was more ill than she was and kind of got caught up in her own delusions and what they call a shared delusion.
Experts for Morgan Geyser's defense team testified that Morgan had early onset schizophrenia.
When Morgan was 12, her mental health was untreated. She was entering her adolescent years, and she had trouble distinguishing fact from fiction.
Morgan's attorneys cutting a deal with prosecutors. Morgan also sentenced to a mental health institution in 2018 for up to 40 years. Anissa and Morgan were locked up in this facility, the Winnebago Mental Health Institute.
Do you fear for the day that either one of them is back out in the community?
No, because if they ever come near me, they're going right back in. So
you don't walk around with that?
No. When they get out, I don't think it's going to change my life at all.
Anissa was granted conditional supervised release in 2021 at the age of 19. And during the decade of treatment, Morgan Geyser also petitioning the court for release, those requests withdrawn or denied. Until January of this year.
All right,
when 3 doctors and a judge all agreed Morgan was fit to be released.
Geyser does not pose a significant risk of bodily harm to herself or others.
Morgan, who a psychologist told the court now identifies as a trans man, was on the verge of being released. But after the disturbing revelations from today's hearing, Morgan's fate is uncertain.
And Geyser is back in court next week, where a judge could decide whether to revoke the previously granted release. And for much more on this story, watch Impact by Nightline, Surviving Slender Man, now streaming on Hulu. And when we come back...
What is this feeling so sudden and new? I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
What is this feeling? Well, like the song from Wicked, it's the building excitement of the race to the Oscar Gold. Now less than 48 hours away. Welcome back. It's the high holiday of Hollywood, the 97th Academy Awards. As LA's Dolby Theater gets ready for the big night, we're joined by ABC's Whit Johnson on the red carpet. Whit, what's happening at Oscar headquarters?
Juju, we're just 48 hours away from the big show, and they're putting the finishing touches on everything. These are those iconic Oscar statues. They range in size from 8 to 18 feet. They'll be lining the red carpet here. Also, you'll notice these cream-colored drapes that stretch that elegance right up to the sky. That's to cover up the protective tent that's here. They put that in about 12 years ago to protect the carpet and protect the stars, and they're going to need it because we're expecting rain on Sunday. You can see the red carpet itself is covered in this plastic right now. And did you know it's not really a true red, it's more of a crimson color, considered more flattering for the stars. But right now, it's pretty much a construction zone here with all the hundreds of journalists from all over the world lining up and getting ready. Things are going to look a lot different on Oscar Sunday. Juju?
Whit Johnson, thank you. As the big screen's brightest stars get ready for their close-ups, they and the rest of us wonder who will win big at this year's Oscars.
It's Oscars weekend, and Cynthia Erivo is flying in like her Wicked character, Elphaba. The Best Actress nominee sitting down with GMA co-anchor Robin Roberts.
Of course, this is your third Oscar nom.
That sounds so insane. It's really wild to hear the third, you know? Mm-hmm. You don't think it will happen again, and then it does happen again. It's really wonderful.
It's been 5 years since Erivo was double nominated for Best Actress and Best Original Song, playing Harriet Tubman in Harriet.
I've been trying to make sure that the things that happen, I'm present for. I can share the gratitude for them.
Millions are expected to tune in to see what movie will nab Best Picture.
This is the most unpredictable race I've ever covered. You could be in store for some of the biggest surprises that's ever happened.
This year's Academy Awards happening in the tragic aftermath of the wildfires that tore through Los Angeles.
We want our show to be a little love letter to LA. It's a city where you can come and fulfill your dreams, and we hope that we touch on that in the show.
Instead of performances of the Best Song nominees, this year's musical numbers will honor LA and the movie industry with performers like Doja Cat, Queen Latifah, and Erivo with her Wicked co-star Ariana Grande. At just 38, Erivo already has Emmy, Grammy, and Tony Awards, which makes her just an Oscar win away from the precious EGOT status.
You would be the youngest EGOT. The youngest EGOT.
Yes.
If this were to happen. What would that mean to you?
I think it would mean quite a bit to even think that that's a possibility is mind-blowing. And hopefully just a doorway into doing more, not just for me, but for other people.
Get me right here!
The favorite in the Best Actress category heading into the weekend for her role in The Substance, Demi Moore, who is still sizzling at 62. It wasn't until this year's Golden Globes that Moore won her first major industry award, sharing that a producer once called her a popcorn actress.
I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have, that I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in, and I believed that.
This is her very first Oscar nomination. A horror film, The Substance, requiring Moore to step outside her comfort zone and confront the very idea of stardom.
We have seen that Hollywood treats women differently when they reach a certain age. And she is the latest example that doesn't have to be true. Continue to chase it. You don't know when it's going to be your time.
And if there's a dark horse in this race, it could be 25-year-old Mikey Madison, who's nominated for her breakout role in Honora, playing a young sex worker who gets a shot at a Cinderella ending.
Ты должна знать русский, правильно?
No, I don't speak Russian, but I know Russian.
2 weeks ago, Madison won the BAFTA for Best Actress, sometimes a predictor for the Oscar.
I mean, I've always daydreamed about something like this, but I didn't think it would actually happen. So I think that that's something I'm just processing. It feels quite surreal.
Mikey, over that left shoulder, Mikey.
Eyes will also be on what Mikey and all the others are wearing.
Mikey Madison, who's very much a newcomer to the award season. She's really made a splash with her first go. I really love that she's channeled old Hollywood glamour in a way that doesn't feel stiff or boring.
In a sea of gowns, Hollywood's golden girls are showing that age is nothing but a number, shining brightly and daring even super sexy looks throughout award season.
Demi Moore, who's being dressed by Brad Goreski, has truly been an amazing example of how age should not dictate what you like in fashion.
This time around, Erivo's favorite fashion accessory has been her nails, long, colorful, and bold.
I always try to find like a modicum of inspiration and I just give it to the nail artist. Her name's Micah Dior, and she's exquisite. She's only 19.
19?
She's only 19. I don't know how she does it, but she does.
Emceeing the event, Conan O'Brien, taking his first swing at hosting the big show, talking to ABC's Chris Connolly.
What about singing and dancing? Is that a possibility for you?
We polled America. I spent a lot of my own money polling Americans and saying, would you like to see Conan O'Brien sing and dance? Shocking response. People don't want it, which means I'll probably try and do it. Let's just say there are many possibilities. There are many possibilities. And like I say, we'll see what happens.
And of course, the Oscars broadcast begins Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC. When we come back, Simone Biles, Muhammad Ali, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., just three of the icons paid tribute to by these middle schoolers. And finally tonight, paying tribute to icons. A Baltimore middle school honoring Black History Month with a Living History Wax Museum exhibit.
Hello, my name is Jean Michael Blackjack.
Students paying tribute to the world-class gymnast, Simone Biles, and civil rights icon, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The project, born from the students' recent trip to the National Museum of African American History and Culture, where they decided who they wanted to represent in the museum. And that's Nightline. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America. Have a great Oscar weekend.